Welcome to Dr. Balaga's God Knowledge Doc podcast, your quick dive into the latest medical breakthroughs to keep you ahead of the curve. Let's get started. Today is October 17, 2025. This video is on an article published in Atherosclerosis this month titled Ethnic Differences in Coronary Plaque Burden and Characteristics, a matched CCTA cohort study of South Asians and non-Hispanic whites. There's an accompanying editorial titled Coronary Plaque Burden Among South Asians Using CCTA, See Disease and Treat Disease. South Asians, originally from the Indian subcontinent, have significantly higher cardiovascular disease risk compared to non-Hispanic whites, but detailed plaque data via coronary computer angiography is limited. Conventional calcium artery scoring, coronary artery calcification scoring underestimates risk in South Asians. This newer CCTA can assess plaque subtypes, including non-calcified plaque and calcified plaque. Matched cross-sectional CCTA study, 165 South Asians versus 165 non-Hispanic whites were matched for age, gender, BMI, and diabetic status. They use AI-assisted quantitative plaque analysis, Cleary Labs. Plaque burden reported as absolute volume and percent atheroma volume, PAV. Median age of the cohort 65 years, 74% were male, 32% were diabetics. Statistical methods, Kruskal-Wallis, Wilcoxon, and chi-square. What did they find? The South Asians have significantly higher total percent atheroma volume, 11.9% versus only 6.2% in non-Hispanic whites. Non-calcified plaque percent atheroma volume, 5.1% versus 3.8%. And calcified plaque volume was 4.9% versus only 2.4% in whites. P-value 0.0001. In those below the age of 55 subgroup, South Asians had 5.3 times more calcified plaque volume and 3.3% higher total plasma volume. Similar trends in those below the age of 65. Only calcified plaque percent atheroma volume was significantly higher in South Asians above the age of 65. I wonder because most would have probably passed before the age of 65. Gender stratified analysis showed greater burden in South Asian men. Calcified plaque percent atheroma volume was higher than South Asian women. P-value equals 0.021. The limitations and takeaways of the study: cross-sectional design limits causal inference, low LDL burden limits in subgroup comparisons. CCTA may aid early detection and prevention in high-risk ethnic populations like South Asians. There's an urgent need for longitudinal outcome studies. Clinical pearls, ethnicity matters. South Asians from the Indian subcontinent, originating from the Indian subcontinent, had more non-calcified plaque and calcified plaque despite similar traditional risk factors. Coronary artery calcium score alone may underestimate risk. CCTA, that is coronary CT angiogram, offers nuanced plaque analysis. Younger South Asians below the age of 55 showed striking plaque burden. Early screening is essential. Consider unique biological, inflammatory, and genetic contributors in South Asians. CCTA, that is coronary CT angiogram, with AI-aided quantitative plaque analysis, enables robust risk stratification. Editorial insights, senior author is Dr. Jaideep Patel. South Asians have twice the risk of atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease than non-Hispanic whites, driven by both traditional and non-traditional risk factors. They go on to say that this study, where Dr. Matt Budoff is the senior author, revealed that South Asians below the age of 55 show greater non-calcified and calcified plaque using coronary computed CT angiography even when coronary artery calcium score is equal to 0. Coronary CT angiogram detects subclinical disease not captured by coronary artery calcium scoring alone, especially in young adults with greater than 3 risk factors. Risk calculators underestimate atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease risk in South Asians. Visualizing disease may improve adherence and early intervention. The editorial calls for longitudinal studies such as Dilwale, Paxi and ArtCap to clarify the prognostic role of non-calcified plaque and refine ethnicity-based prevention strategies. Some eponyms and historical notes. The Budov score, pioneering work in coronary CT angiogram-based plaque quantification by Matt Budov. Clearly Labs, AI-aided plaque analysis software by James P. Earls, Chief Medical Officer. Interheart study, landmark study led by Salim Yusuf from McMaster, showing early MI onset in South Asian population. The Mesa and Masala studies highlighting the limitations of coronary artery calcification in predicting risk among South Asians. The Masala study is out of UCSF. The Our Health study is led by cardiologists and genetic researchers at Mass General Hospital, Stanford Broad Institute, MIT, and Harvard and Yale by Pradeep Natarajan. The pooled cohort equation often underestimates risk in South Asians. Ethnicity-specific recalibration is required. The Lollipop study is led by Dr. Jaspal Kunar, a major genetic study linking South Asian ancestry to early coronary artery disease. I was fortunate, he was my mentor. He trained me to be a cardiologist. This is one of the earliest papers way back from the mid-90s, where he's the lead author, I'm the second author. The key findings from this study are as below, just discussed in this podcast. This is a comparison, comparison of coronary plaque burden by ethnicity, and you can see how the total percent atheroma volume is nearly double in South Indians, Desi people. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with your colleagues. When we change how we see disease, we change how we shape lives. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep seeking wisdom. Podcast brought to you by masterbedfacts.com. This podcast is for physicians and healthcare providers. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and forward to your friends.